Great. Good morning to the Morning JB show. I am your host, James Borman, and today we're going to go through a model of what it would visually look like to be working at home. Now, many of us are going to be working from home over the next couple of weeks, so I thought that this would offer some great value, insight into maybe a possible structure while you're at home. Now, having worked at home for maybe the last couple of years, or a mixture of being in the office here and at home, I've got a little bit of experience in there, but also some of the fundamentals that we need to implement to make sure that you keep yourself sane, that you are productive as possible within your work, and that you keep nice and calm and composed in and around the work/personal space. So I'm going to go through this little model that I've done here for you. This might not entirely suit you, but you can take maybe a few gold nuggets from it and implement it into your structure, your routine. Or you might want to give this a go and just adjust as you go along. All right. So we haven't got a massive amount of time, so I want to crack straight through this and explain. Okay, so right here. So let's turn this right. So the first thing I just want to point out is, despite you having to work from home, it's important to still get you time in, okay? You're going to end up being maybe pent up in the house. You might be not going to get out as much. You're not going to get a lot of you time. So if we're getting up in the morning, a morning routine is essential to make sure that your mental state is ready for the day, ready to deal with the family, the work, the chaos, the worry, the anxiety. So in this morning routine, I've kind of just given a model like, hey, let's get up at 5. Between 5 and 7, that gives us enough time to have some headspace, some meditation, some breathing exercises, some stretching, some mobility, some reflection. Okay, I've gone into reflection. It's here. Sweat, home workouts. Okay, we do home workouts. You can join our app for a tenner. Okay, with a brand new 4-week program every single month. If you can't find anything, I'll be doing some bits and pieces online. So there'll be loads of stuff on YouTube. There's no excuses. You can still get your workout in. Here, clarity. So this is where we just look at the day, all right? What are the top 3 things that I need to achieve for work today? All right, what do I need to make sure I'm doing? Just gives you that clarity to reduce the anxiety levels. Reflection, practicing gratitude, practicing where you are, thinking about things that you've got or haven't got or what you need to do. It's just thinking time without chaos around you. So there's 2 hours here. It might not take you 2 hours, but it certainly gives you enough time to maybe then start reading a book, listen to a podcast, walk around the block or something, or just do something that's for you. All right, there's time there for you. Then between 7 and 9, this is the time normally you would probably commute. So look at this as a bonus right now. This is family time. We can all get up together, we can have breakfast together, do a little bit of socializing together. The kids want your attention, then you can give them your attention, all right? You're in a fortunate position. If you're stuck at home, you're not having to commute. And you can do that all the way up to 9. And then we start work. All right. So what is important is to make sure that we are separating the work and personal space. So I don't have the biggest house, but I won't go and do my work in the lounge. I'd have to go and do it on a dining room table. As much as the sofa looks inviting just with the laptop, okay, that's where I relax, that's where I chill, that's where I watch TV, that's where I switch off. So I'm going to go around and sit on a dining room table, and that's like my little office there, all right? So I need to separate that. So what we have are 3 deep work routines, okay, or chunks, if you like. Now the deep work routines are when you go deep into one task, okay? This is where priority comes in. Top 3 work tasks for the day. So you're clear and concise about what it is that you have to do and the tasks that you need to complete for your company or for your business or whatever it is that you are doing. I do 90 minutes. Now you might want to do 60 minutes. You might want to do 2 hours. But I think 90 minutes is the optimum amount of time where you can go into a deep work session where you can be super productive, get loads done, simply focus purely on that task that you need to do. Then we hit our break, 30 minutes, tea break, whatever, catch up with the family. Boom, then we go into deep work 2. So this is either a continuation of that priority task or we're going on to a secondary task. And we go all in on that task. So we become productive while we're at work rather than chaotic. Then we stop for lunch. Still stopping for lunch at home. Again, you get to socialise with the family that's there. The kids are probably trying to say, Dad, come and play. And there's a great opportunity, right? Normally when you're at lunch at work, you're going to sort of go and sit in Wetherspoons or wherever you go at work, or you're stuck in the office at work. Here, you get to play with the kids at work. So look at that as a positive, all right? Deep work 3 here. Okay, so this is probably maybe your third task that you need to get done for the day. It might be a continuation from the morning, but as soon as we get to lunch, this is where we start getting a little bit weary and concentrations levels drop. That's why the least of our priorities are done in the afternoon. We're most productive in this time of the day. Okay, we're least productive here. So these are the least important jobs. So this is why when we finish at 3, our deep work session 3, by now you're probably quite mentally fried because you've been really productive, you've been really deep into your work, focusing on that work and getting stuff done. You then get your 30 minutes off, and then we kind of have this catch-up time. So this is 2 hours where you're catching up with other meetings, or whether you're catching up with other staff, or you're catching up with other little bits and pieces, or anything that hasn't quite happened here for you. Okay, you can then have that catch-up. So by the time it gets to 5 o'clock, okay, we're wrapping up. This could also be included as a wind down, all right? If there isn't too much to do, you could just be planning the next day. You could be planning future tasks, planning future meetings. Anything that kind of needs doing there, those secondary jobs, we can just make sure that they're in there. All right, that then finishes us at 5. And then probably what I'd say is you need a type of transition routine, okay? So we need to kind of switch from work mode, okay, to personal mode. And because we're under the same roof and we haven't got that transition or that commute, we need to find ways to do that. Now that could be a second workout, that could be some mobility, that could be just you meditating, that could be you listening to a podcast, something just to change the way that your brain is working and the patterns that are happening so that you can slip into that personal mode, all right? So from 7:30 we slip into personal mode, all right? Anything. It could be a brain dump. So you might just want to brain dump everything that's going on in your head to release the pressure that's going on in there, okay? Couple of points here, okay, is we talked about the top 3 tasks of the day. So it's important that you are clear on what those top 3 tasks are. And we can do that with weekly planning, i.e. timetabling. So something that you could do at the weekend, which I get my mastermind members to do, or anyone that's on my 28-day program, I get them to do a timetable and put it up on Sunday. This is a great way to reduce anxiety and give you clarification about what it is that you are doing for the week. It gives you an element of control and consistency so that when you are working through the week, you know what you are doing on what day. So when it comes to the night before, i.e. last night, I would have checked what my top 3 things are today. It gives you that nice sense of control in a chaotic world right now. All right. And then you look at your weekly plan, boom, boom, boom. This is what I'm going to do. Then we follow our model to achieve that task. Getting your workout in. And you will need to be making sure you're working out. It is essential during this crazy period that you are keeping your mind, your state of mind, okay, in as healthy condition as possible. One of the biggest things that I think most people are going to struggle with in the next 2 to 6 months is mental health and mental health awareness. Really needs to be raised. Okay, and I'm going to be doing a lot more work on that because I think we're going to be stir crazy. So exercise is definitely a way that we're going to be able to overcome that and deal with the stress, worry and anxiety and uncertainty. And it's also a great way to keep us positive, right? Rules. You need to set rules, okay? So if it's break time here, bang, it's break time here. If we say we're going to finish at 5, we finish at 5. If we're going to say we're going to get up and do our routine, we get up and do our routine. We stay disciplined, we stay focused, we stay in control with consistency and clarity. And I've talked about separating your work and personal space, all right? This is just an example model. You can take this, but it takes practice. You are going to have to get used to this and build up these habits and routines very quickly, okay? Depending on how the government interact with us and tell us what we've got to do. But most of us I know are working from home. Some people aren't. This is either going to help you if you are or it's not. There's a few nuggets you can take away from here, okay? If you do need help, if you do want to help with your structure and routines and habits, that's why I run my programs. The 28-day program starts on the 20th of April, okay? I'm adding a bonus 2 weeks for those guys joining to help give them extra support and help during this like difficult time, all right? So we're adding an extra couple of weeks of this type of bonus footage and